So yeah, back to you, Wes. We talk about Boavista being an underdog, potentially now not anymore, clearly. FC Nantes, similar sort of tag. They've kind of came into the competition not considered potentially one of the favourites, but they've been pretty explosive at times, and they could really hurt Monaco today if they're on their game.
Yeah, and that's the intrigue to this. We talked so much about Koulibaly, we talked so much about Simon and about the players that
the
they
physicality.
have. The physicality. It's going to be very interesting to see them go up against Glick, Naldo, against Badashile. It's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out, and the same way it goes with Silimani as well.
And Harry, you won't see on off air, but I'm actually holding Harry's arm. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Harry.
No,
I know you got a bit excited there. Obviously, we did the draw for the E-Euro tournament, and you mentioned one of your dark horses, the likes including Kepa in their ranks. So
yeah, we have a fair few that will be featuring in the E-Euros later on this year, representing their country. We obviously have Kepa and Roxa from Serbia, and then on the other side, of course, we have Lotfi and Uzmakabil, two of the stars really of the eFootball.Pro since its inception. So this could maybe be a bit of a preview of what we might see at the final tournament.
That was kind of the question. You mentioned in that live draw that you felt that Serbia were a dark horse. For the same reasons, do you see FC Nantes as a bit of a dark horse in this competition?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when you look at the impact that Kepa's able to have, considering he wasn't here in the first match day, Matchday 2 goals, 2 assists. Roxa, again, and his fellow Serbian, 4 goals, 4 assists, is up there in the leaderboards. But then when you look at the third man in the team, Asbabisk, first in the league overall in in defense points, I should say. So, I mean, it's a really well-rounded squad, something that Monaco might have trouble with here.
And that was my next point to Wes. AS Babisk, of course, came up just then from Harry. Knows Uzmakabil quite well. Obviously, they've been in and around the sort of same training facilities for quite a while. Do you think that's going to aid FC Nantes, knowing his game inside out, Uzmakabil?
Well, with Uzma and Monaco as a whole, I think their game plans can shift so rapidly in terms of how they conduct themselves. But if you've got little intricacies that that players can utilise, it's always beneficial for your team that okay, you need to watch out for this pattern, you need to watch out for this pass, you need to watch out for what this guy's doing. And if you've informed your team of how to do that, it should be of a great benefit to Nantes, especially today, of all days.
Okay, I'm going to ask for predictions for this one, and if you get it right, I'm going to buy you an apple juice carton after the show.
I think it's tricky for me to see anyone troubling AS Monaco at this point. I think FC Nantes are a good match for them. I still think Monaco might stay undefeated, though. Maybe 2 draws, but I'm going to say a win and a draw for Monaco.
Wes?
I'm going to put my colours to the mast. I'm going to say it's a Nantes victory in the second game and a draw in the first.
I'm going to go with 1 win apiece. So we are split across the panel. I do see Nantes really troubling Monaco today, but of course, due to Monaco's ability, I also see them getting the 3 points, and it will be AS Monaco kicking from right to left in their famous home red and white strip. It's a wonderful save from the Nantes #1, and early warning signs for FC Nantes.
Yeah, both these two football clubs in the real world sense, 8 French league titles together. So each football club able to win the French league 8 times. They'll be looking to do the same here in the eFootball.Pro, as player there just caught by the offside trap of FC Nantes. But going back to what I was saying about Asdin, Ayaz Babisk, so solid defensively, something that Monaco's explosive attack might stumble upon here. It'll be interesting to see how they break down that puzzle at the back.
7 minutes gone here, and it has been a bright start from AS Monaco. Of course, 2 French clubs as the ball gets played over the top. Oh, it's a real miscontrol, and he's almost in here. What's going on at the back? Disarray right across, and somehow they've smuggled it behind for a corner. Warning signs for AS Monaco in towards the near post. Wagyu, and punched away by the goalkeeper, and it's a real chance that for FC Nantes, but this is where AS Monaco can be so dangerous. It was a poor pass in the end, and back come Nantes again. Breathless stuff here inside the opening 10 to 15 minutes, and finally the referee brings it to a halt with a free kick and a chance to breathe, Harry.
Yeah, FC Nantes will take that free kick all day long. They're in here again. Ayaz Babisk down the left with Ewan.
Left foot shot across the face, tipped out by the goalkeeper. Koulibaly just inches away from turning it home, but as it stands, AS Monaco clear, and AS Monaco certainly know they're in a game, Wes.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're very much rattled at the moment. It looks like Nantes have got an answer for everything at the moment. Here comes Augustine. It's a good challenge. Bounce to Slimani.
Oh, Augustine, he's in the post. Flags up. Harry, where do we start to dissect this? Because it's been absolutely incredible so far.
This is two of the leading goal-scoring clubs in the eFootball.Pro so far this season going up against each other. And this is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see high-octane attacking gameplay. Almost in there again, but who else but the captain, Ayaz Babisk. I've been singing his praises in his defensive responsibilities.
Johan, it's in towards Koulibaly. A wonderful save. Still in the danger over Simon. Back towards. Oh, it's in. And FC Nantes have taken the lead. And you'd have to say, Wes, deservedly so.
It was such good awareness, and it was such a good choice. You had two choices where you pull that ball back. You either go back across the face of the goal, where we've seen the goalkeeper go so much and take the ball, but they spotted a runner at the edge of the box. It's great play. And you can see that there's tactical switches from what Nantes have set out as well. Palios is now playing at the back. It's a different change to combat Slimani. So you can see that players are making these adjustments and making these changes. It's great. It's a great spot here.
It really is a great spot. You are right, Wes. The power on the header from Koulibaly. You thought the danger was over after a truly magnificent fingertip save down to his left-hand side, but it was just rolled back across the face to the on-rushing midfield player. And Harry, that's as good as it comes at this stage.
Yeah, Roxa, the goal scorer as well.
Chance for an instant response from AS Monaco! And it just looks like it's gone the wrong side of the post. With the goal at his mercy, you'd have to say, it hits the stanchion behind the goal. You have to say that is a huge chance for a team of this calibre, Harry.
They've had their chances, and that's another one that maybe they could potentially be 2-1 up here. Instead, they find themselves 1-0 down. Going back to that, Roxa, the Serbian goal scorer, back in the WESG in PES 2019, took home the bronze medal in China. So 5 goals and 4 assists now for the Serbian.
Augustine tries to find Slimani. Good block, though, from Palios, and fired downfield by the goalkeeper. Oh, it's over the top of the defender. The referee brings a halt due to an offside decision. We talked, Wes, before the kick-off about the physicality of FC Nantes, but we're seeing that in abundance so far. Look at the goal. The ball came across, and what a powerful header it was from Koulibaly. And it's really causing AS Monaco problems, isn't it? Yeah,
and that was the intriguing thing for me, pre-match, is to see this matchup of, can the physical defenders of Monaco take on the physical attributes of Koulibaly. As you can see, they're constantly causing issues.
Oh! It's almost an own goal, crossed in towards a near post, and AS Monaco fans, for a split second, thought horror had struck. A disastrous backward header, fired goalwards again. They can't get out here, AS Monaco, and FC Nantes are looking to turn the screw, but the counter's on now for AS Monaco. A chance to go right up the other end. They could have been 2-0 down. Could they now be 1-1? It's out towards the left-hand side, support in the middle by Balde. It is into that man now, but Slimani can't get on the end of that pass. But it's another mistake from FC Nantes. Mistakes happening right across the board from both teams right now, and finally it's cleared down the field.
It's crazy to think that AS Monaco, the team currently undefeated in the eFootball.Pro season, find themselves 1-0 down when they could have been 2-1 up. But they also could have been 2-0 down.
It's been end-to-end as it's in towards Slimani. Wagyu with the challenge. And at the moment, Wes, they're just doing enough, FC Nantes, but you've got a feeling there's going to be a few more chances from AS Monaco to get this equaliser.
Well, we talked about the game with Boavista versus Monaco last week, and we were curious to see what plan B Monaco have. And I think I can just see them playing the same way. They believe in their philosophy and they believe in the way they're playing, which is great up until a point. However, when you're met with the physicality that Nantes have on offer, you may need to figure out a different way of going here, because at the moment, Nantes have got an answer for everything at this point. But as we see, as they make their way through,
Balde, lovely pass, left foot shot into the corner, a stunning finish from AS Monaco. And just when you think FC Nantes are going to go into half-time at 1-0 up, the equalising goal comes in, Harry.
Yeah, Kilju, the man, to put it in for AS Monaco, and I believe that goal will propel him to the very top of the goal-scoring chart
It's like you read my mind. I was literally going to ask you how this affects the scoring charts, and you just come in. I mean, it's just like majestic.
That would make him the leading goal scorer in the eFootball.Pro. He has his two teammates really breathing down his neck after this goal. I'll come back to that in just a second, but that pass, the 1-2 composure from AS Monaco, something that we've seen all season long, and no doubt they will continue to do it in further match days. But they have Lotfi on 4 goals, there's Maccabiel on 5 goals, and now Kilzu on 6 goals.
And Wes, just as we saw the instant replays there, the goal coming from a pass into that front man, and then the spin-off pass. AS Monaco do that a lot, don't they?
Yeah, and they do it to nigh on perfection. The interesting thing is we were talking about how real transfers may affect, the eFootball.Pro squads. Soleimani's linked with a move away from Monaco.
Transfer news, you've heard it here first.
Which could potentially, force Monaco into playing a different way.
Wow, Baldi. Forward towards Gildias. He's got support from that man, Slimani. He's in the news all over the place at the moment, and Augustine almost snuck his way through. And as we tick towards the end of the first half, the dying embers, seconds away. Can we get a second goal for AS Monaco? It's in towards Slimani. He plays it to Baldi. Support from Augustine, and it's cleared away. And as the referee puts the whistle to his lips, it has been an enthralling first half of eFootball PES 2020 in the eFootball.Pro League.
Well, when we came into this game, both these two teams were in the top 2 of the eFootball.Pro standings, and I think this is about the sort of game that we were expecting to see. High octane, very quick passing, and very direct attacking gameplay as well. We could have had 5 or 6 goals in this. We're very unfortunate actually to only be 1-1 at this stage.
Yeah, with our predictions being so split, I mean, this has been a perfect example of why our opinions were so split, because collectively, the two squads, the 22 players on the pitch, have been absolutely incredible so far, barring maybe a few shots that have gone a bit away and could have been a bit better timed, as Glick now mops up the danger. Fire downfield by the goalkeeper. Chance for FC Nantes to build another attack, ball over the top. This is another something, Wes, that they like to do. FC Nantes, the ball over the top, because they know the strength that Koulibaly has.
Yeah, they just like to bully defences, but I don't think, when you statistically look at Monaco's defence, they're not the type that can be physically bullied.
One thing I've noticed from FC Nantes as well is the exploitation of the flanks. Bit of an unfortunate cross there from Roxa, trying to find Kepper, I think it was in the end, but Ayaz Babisk has been absolutely lethal, not only in the first half, but early in the second here as well, down those flanks. So just watch him on the right and the left, trying to break in behind the Monaco defence.
Bakayoko finds Augustine, challenged by Toure, but almost finds its way through to Slimani. It is going to be a free kick in a very dangerous position here. Gildias is over the ball, 53 minutes on the clock, 1-1 the score. It's finely balanced. You feel anything could happen at this stage. Fine margins at the greatest level. Oh, what an effort. It's inches away from being one of the most incredible free kicks we've seen in eFootball.Pro, as Bakayoko has the chance to turn the screw again, and the chance goes away.
Well, you talked about taking risks. You very rarely see a free kick that's taken as a shot in eFootball.Pro. That completely caught everybody off guard.
You know what that was? That was Lotfi standing over it, seeing his two teammates above him in the goal-scoring leaderboard, saying, you know what, lads, I fancy a piece of the action here as well. Let me try and get up to 5 goals.
You've got to love a bit of friendly competition as FC Nantes survive, you have to say. But with half an hour to go, they'll be more than happy with this. They're still well in this tie. It's in towards Koulibaly, headed away, and Bakayoko now has a chance to counter here. And get my words out, put my teeth in. FC Nantes have got to be careful, though. They don't want to overdo it, do they, Wes?
No, they don't. But you're starting to feel that Monaco are growing into this.
Baldi plays it across, looking for Augustine, but it's going to go all the way through to Slimani. Oh, the shot was on. Good block, though, because he went for the pass instead. And Palios fires downfield. Like you said, Wes, you feel that the longer the game goes on at this scoreline, Monaco, being the favourites, are going to push for this late winner.
Yeah, you would put...
Oh, my word!
You would put money on it being that way. But, you know, just as an interesting byproduct of this and of last match day, starting to feel this Monaco mystique is starting to slip a little bit.
Well, we did, that's again to harp on about the predictions. We weren't really sure which way to call it, because FC Nantes have been pretty strong, and AS Monaco have not been at their best throughout the competition, even though they have been winning. As Baldi in towards Slimani, and it's another missed opportunity. And again, like I said, at 10 minutes into the game, the sort of chance you expect Monaco to score.
Yeah, Uzmakabil was the recipient, and it's, again, just a little bit too far past the post. And now we're going to see some changes. One thing I have noticed, the difference between the two attacking gameplays, Nantes seem to favour the wing and try and cut it back to a player, whereas Monaco like playing that one-touch, two-touch football.
Very close-knit.
Try and split the Nantes defence. So we'll see if that changes for the rest of the second half, as well as the second game still to come.
So Wes, as an ex-player, would you be making personnel changes and tactical formational changes, or would you just be doing one or the other?
I'd probably be making personnel changes. You know, you talk about this golden window between 60 and 75 minutes in the game. That's where your substitutions really make an impact. It's not surprising, 67th minute we see tactical changes.
So we're in the final third of the match. Another game to come straight away after this between these two. But this is the first 3 points up for grabs. Can any of them nick it? It's in towards Slimani to win it. Oh, it's tipped over the top. What a save from the goalkeeper. And that might be the fingertip that keeps FC Nantes in breathing space with a point.
Monaco have had so many chances. I think it was Roxa there with the manual goalkeeping, and kills you with a chance to extend his lead at the top of the goal scorers leaderboard. Cannot take it.
Time and time again, the goalkeeper's come up trumped, but it does not matter, because AS Monaco, from the resultant corner, have taken the lead, and it's 2-1 to the French side, and you had to say, Wes, it was coming.
Yeah, and that's that set piece that we talked about all of Matchday 2. It's the set piece that people seem to be trying to replicate. You put the power on the cross full bar, you select a man in the box, and it becomes a drilled, targeted cross. And who better to be targeted than Slimani? It's that man again.
And Harry, we talked about Koulibaly being such a threat for FC Nantes, but shoes on the other foot. What a powerful header that was.
Yeah, I think it was Pellegrini in the end, actually.
Bang.
Front post header, nothing the keeper can do about it. But, I mean, Monaco, they have been worthy of that lead. I mean, the amount of clear-cut chances they've had have been unfortunate not to be rewarded with goals. It's Uzmakabil, the captain, to slide it home, or power it home, I should say, for the Monegasque side.
The old footballing cliche, the sign of potential champions, you could say, because they've not quite been, as we keep saying, at their best. And FC Nantes has certainly tested them, but they lead with just 15 minutes remaining. What have FC Nantes got in response?
There's the updated goals and assists, but it's an intriguing question, because it seems like AS Monaco have figured out what not like to do, targeting those wings. Once they've shored up those wide areas, they're pretty confident that Nantes aren't going to be trying to play it inside. So it seems to have been working for them so far.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether they change tactics for the second game, FC Nantes, to counter that, as the ball over the top goes through, looking for Indelou, but Toure with some good defensive awareness there to shackle it back towards the goalkeeper. And now AS Monaco have the chance on the counter again. 10 minutes remaining now, time ticking away, and the ball is in the right half if you're an AS Monaco fan, as Martins now picks it up, now finds Bakayoko. Can he possibly have a shot? No, plays it short again towards Pellegrini. Oh, almost a mistake there at the back from FC Nantes, but they finally clear their lines. Time running out. Is, guys, there going to be any more chances for FC Nantes? That is the dying question.
I mean, I'm thinking the next goal might come in favour of AS Monaco, because they are so direct when they attack. They slam it straight down your throat, and it's really tricky. You can see them again coming.
Well, they're in again here through Pellegrini, and Slimani's inside. It's a poor cross, you'd have to say, in the end, straight at the goalkeeper with no real power.
But they're so direct when they attack, and it leads to how many goal scorers they have. I mean, the lowest goal scorer on their squad is Lotfi with just 4. I mean, that's more than some players coming into today's match they actually had. I mean, that's more than Celtic entirely.
It's in towards Gelson Martins, and he tried to go for the manual goalkeeping, but it didn't help in this occasion, because the drop of the shoulder from Slimani was incredible, away from the defender, and then just a calm finish into the bottom corner, Wes.
Yeah, if you go too early with the manual keep, if you move one direction or the other, you're just leaving a far...
You've shown your hand, haven't you?
Yeah, you've shown your hand, and you've very much got an easy goal to tuck away there. And as we said, Monaco growing into the game. And as we said, they believe in this philosophy. You know, their substitutions have been brilliant. Pellegrini, since he's come on, has been superb. You know, they've used those substitutions. There's a little bit of a question mark on Nantes and in terms of their attacking options off their bench. Once Koulibaly gets tired, what have you got?
And Harry, does this concern you if you're an FC Nantes player now? Because going into the second game, you've almost pretty much given it your best, you'd have to say. They've not been bad.
I think a total reset is needed for, like you said, they haven't been bad at all, but for game 2, you just have to reset. Worth noting, MONACO with his 7th goal. He's got 7 assists as well. I mean, Killju had his time at the top of the goal-scoring leaderboard, all for about 10 minutes.
Swatted him away, didn't he, the world champion? As Pellegrini now has his back to goal, turns, right foot shot, good strong hand from the goalkeeper.
There is confirmation again, MONACO regaining the lead in the goal, or the race for the golden boot.
It's been a really, really impressive second. You'd have to say, after a sluggish first 45 for AS Monaco, they've been pretty imperious in this second spell as Coco comes across to close the angle. Remember, AS Monaco did score their second and probably most crucial goal of the day from a set piece, and they've almost got another one there. Good punch away in the end. It was a last gasp save from the FC Nantes #1 as Paulo Touré now plays it infield, one back by Pellegrini, but time running out. We're deep into added on time at the end of the second half, and AS Monaco are strolling towards a 3-1, potentially 4-1. It's Slimani! He's put it wide of the target. A huge miss, but it won't matter a squat.
I mean, if he kills you, it matters quite a lot, because that was his chance to tie up his teammate up at the top of the goal-scoring leaderboard. He has fluffed it. He saw his name in lights.
Yeah, he fluffed his lines. It was a poor finish, wasn't it, Wes? What did he do wrong?
Well, he could have set himself. He could have set himself, and like we said, wait for the manual goalkeeper to eventually come and just spot it on the other side.
So the first game is done and dusted. It's finished. AS Monaco 3, FC Nantes 1. Of course, AS Monaco, not for the first time in the eFootball.Pro League, found themselves behind, but found the answers, and they are looking just so strong right now.
Yeah, they've certainly found the answers. The question I want to ask is, how do you defend against AS Monaco's attack? I mean, it's so difficult because they are so direct when they attack. It's almost impossible to stop them doing what they do, because they just attack in numbers right down the middle, and there's seemingly nothing that teams who they play against can do about it.
On that note, Wes, how do they stop it? Do they go with what Boavista did, for example, and drop into a back 5 and really pull all the players narrow? Because they don't seem to score any, if not, certainly not many goals from wide flanks. So surely just shoring up that mid area and almost praying is surely the only option.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're looking at it as Harry alluded to. You've got Nantes that are going down the wings of it. You've got Monaco that go fairly central. It's not just Slimani that's the issue. It's your runners off him, and it's a case of you've got to pin down Balde, you've got to pin down Augustine, you've got to pin down Gelson Martins when he comes off the bench.
You've got, not only have you got, like you said, not only have you got to stop the ball being held up by Slimani and allowing the players off him, you've also got to stop those runners off him. You've also got to stop the ball coming into him from the midfield areas, because as soon as they get the ball on that turnover, they hit so quickly, they fire the ball into the midfield, fire it into Slimani, and then pick off from there.
Yeah.
It's just a numbers game. Surely is the only option, just to flood that defensive area in the middle.
Well, it's defending from all over the pitch as well, as we can hear some of the chat. Well, look, feels like it's the Nantes talking.
Now, in both match days, AS Monaco have started poorly, and they've done really well in the second game. May happen again.
I mean, it may. I'm looking at that Nantes formation. It's something that last week, or last match day, I've got to stop saying last week, but last match day, match day 2, it does, against Celtic, a formation they changed to help them get that injury time winner, or excuse me, injury time equaliser against Celtic to snatch that point away, was the 4-4-2. The second game against Celtic, they then go on to win 4-1 using that same formation. I'm not sure if that if there is a transitive property here, or whether or not they shouldn't be using that 4-4-2 and maybe switch up to a more common 4-3-3.
Well, I think that circumstance in Matchday 2, that's a special set of circumstances. You're playing against a Celtic team that are devoid of confidence. You've sucker punched them in the first game, you switch your formation up, and then all of a sudden it looks like, oh, well, we've won 4-1. It looks like the best formation you could do. This, however, is a Monaco side full of confidence, top of the league.
Chalk and cheese.
You know, yeah, it's vastly different.
It's not always apples to apples.
So you kind of feel that the opening half an hour here, as always, often, should I say, but certainly in this game, for FC Nantes, they have to stay strong in the opening period, otherwise they could be blown away here. Bakayoko. It's going to go out of play for a throw on the near touchline. 4 minutes on the clock. They've negotiated the first 4, only 26 to go.
Yeah.
As the ball gets played down the left-hand side towards Johan, but picked off again, and it is into that man against Slimani. They've blocked the pass from Slimani. Let's see if that continues, because it might be a proper, a specific decision they've made to stop the runners off him.
I mean, stopping the target man often is your first route to stopping defences, or stopping attacks, I should say, for defences. But I mean, there are so many different ways that Monaco can attack you. And if you do plug up the midfield or the middle of the pitch, they'll often spray it wide and try and exploit you there.
Yeah, that's twice in as many minutes. The ball got fired in towards Slimani, and as soon as he got the ball, 3 FC Nantes players were on him like a rash, and they picked the ball off him. It might be something they continue to do, because certainly that is where all of the luck is coming for AS Monaco. And now FC Nantes have the chance to go forward again through Koulibaly. Good challenge this time from AS Monaco. Now this is where they are so dangerous. Again, fired in towards Slimani. Then the runners go off him. It's in towards Augustine. They can't do anything about it. Manual goalkeeping again. And it's 1-0 to AS Monaco. And it is just so easy for them right now. They are head and shoulders the best team currently form-wise in the league.
Absolutely. In a goal-scoring sense, 100%. It's Lotfi this time chiming in with the goal. He wants a piece of the action. I believe it was an Maccabeel assist, but either way, it was such a well-worked move. That touch from Lotfi, just waiting for the keeper to move, and then in the end, it's a simple finish. No, they can't afford to give up a goal, as you said, Adam, within that crucial first 30 minutes in game, and they've done just that.
Yeah, I mean, and just noticing in those last couple of opportunities of Monaco's attacking, starting to pick up little tells that they have. The ball goes into Balde. I'm guessing one of them is holding L1 or LB, depending on your console, which allows then the person who's played the pass runs on. So you've always got 3 or 4 people streaming forward, and the ball is always going back into midfield. So you've got a wave of people going forward. You have more options going forward.
I love listening to Wes. He knows this game inside out as Walongwa plays the ball back to the goalkeeper. Now 5 forwards looking for Johan. Koulibaly picks it off though, now finds Bamba. Support on the left-hand side and through the middle. Crosses towards the left-hand side. Good claim in the end. It was a poor cross coming in straight at the goalkeeper. But it's a little bit more promising, Harry.
Yeah, it is, but realistically, you have to ask yourself, how many of those chances are you going to get against an AS Monaco side that, honestly, every time they come forward, look like they're going to fashion a clear-cut chance at the very least. And I was praising Ayaz Babisk's performance in the first game. Here in game 2, that cross may be a little bit too rushed from him. The captain just needs to settle the team down here, I think. Yeah,
we mentioned about the opening half an hour being so important. I see this game in stages. Sort of 4 key stages. We're just going to continue this attack first. They've not been able to negotiate that first half an hour. Now what they've got to do, because of that, they've now got to shore up the middle 2 sections and try and go late on for the equaliser. As Johan plays it through, they might go straight away. They've got the equalising goal inside the opening half an hour, and that is the perfect response from FC Nantes.
Absolutely beautiful. Watch on the replay in just a moment as we see the player reactions, how quickly this ball moves across the pitch. It was out on the right, comes back into the centre, down towards the left. It's Kepa, the goal scorer, the man from Serbia who missed match day 1 with his 3rd goal of the eFootball.Pro season. Just watch this on the replay. It's out here on the right, into the middle, backwards, over to the left. It's perfect one-touch passing, and it's a brilliant goal from FC Nantes.
And it's that manual back heel that's there. That's the key pass. That pass is very good, but that manual back heel is what sets that goal up. And the fact is that if you are not, and you are attacking down the wings, you've put all your focus down there and you've completely forgotten about the other side. And as we said, in transition, if you can get it across quick enough, you'll have open spaces with open players.
Now, what you didn't see off-air was Harry's fist pump as the ball went in there, not because he's necessarily an FC Nantes fan, but he was so wrapped up in the drama. It's 1-1 here. What do I know? I said keep it tight till the end of the game and then go for the 1-1. But they only know one way, don't they, Wes? And that is attack, attack, attack.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's it. They only have attack mode. That I can't imagine Monaco or even Nantes in this situation. I can't imagine them going into defensive modes to try and seal the game. I think they'll want to seal the game by emphatically winning it one way or the other.
If it stays this way so far, then my prediction would be right. So
it won't, don't worry. As the ball is fired clear, and certainly the wind has been taken out of the AS Monaco sails. Can they raise the anchor and get going again as Gildias now plays it across towards the Marnie, again blocked out from Blast. It's certainly something they are trying, isn't it, Harry, to stop that feed in towards the Marnie.
Yeah, and it's working so far. You can see as well the amount of aggressive defending coming in here from Monaco. It's not working out.
Oh, it's in towards Blast. Chance for that's such a massive chance. It's straight at the goalkeeper, either side of the goal, Harry, and that's 2-1.
Yes, cynical foul, a professional foul there just to stop the counter-attack, but Monaco need to be careful here. They need to realise they're still in this game. They're committing so many players towards the defence and drawing them into the ball. It's allowing that space in behind.
It's in towards Baldi, cleared away. My only concern, Wes, if you're an FC Nantes fan, is that they are pressing so high with so much pace and aggression. Later on in the game, if it remains this scoreline, their legs are going to suffer, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's it. It's a risk v reward. Do you go early and do you press early, or do you leave it late on and press them late? If you don't press them early, you're giving Monaco the run of the place, and they can cause carnage. If you leave it too late, then they may actually just have already turned into a defensive mindset and potentially ran away with the game already. As you can see there, it keeps coming back into centre midfield and allows the runners to then carry on their runs. So it's that little kind of interplay. They're playing passes that you wouldn't necessarily expect them to play.
And what's interesting now is because Slimani is being starved of the balls into him, he's actually dropping deeper, and when he is picking the ball up, he's not being as effective because the runners off him are in a deeper position, so they're not able to create as many chances. And they're in again here though, FC Nantes. Oh, surely a shot coming in from Blas. He completely missed it, and it allows AS Monaco the chance to counter any sort of contact, and right on the stroke of half-time, that's 2-1.
That's where the lock-on system in this game can sometimes make you suffer.
Lock-on.
Yeah, is that if you already have control of a ball, it's very, very hard for then somebody to come in and then take the ball away.
Well. I mean, it's similar to what we saw in the first game, isn't it? We saw clear-cut chances for both teams. They've both had a sniff of having more goals than they've eventually secured. Hopefully both teams could be a bit more clinical here in the second half.
It's a very rapid first start from FC Nantes, almost found its way to Johan. One thing I did say in the first game is I couldn't see FC Nantes repeating that level of performance in this second game, but they've been better, haven't they?
Yeah, they seem to have kind of learned a little bit from their mistakes, but again, mistakes are starting to creep in here, and it only takes...
They only need one sniff, don't they? It's in towards Augustine, and it is that one sniff, and that's exactly what we keep saying. They only need one chance, and it's in the back of the net. Ruthless from AS Monaco.
They always are, and there's a reason that they're sat on now double-digit goal difference in the positive here in the eFootball.Pro. It's Lotfi with his second goal of the game. One of the players that we often look at as almost a build-up man, not often the goal scorer for AS Monaco, is now sitting on 6 goals for the club. And this one might be the most important to secure the 3 points to take all 6 here against FC Nantes.
Where's mentally so disappointing from FC Nantes' point of view?
Yeah, and they're working hard to try and keep themselves in the game, but again, like we said, it only takes one half chance from Monaco, and they're clinical with it. And we saw a little bit of manual goalkeeping there again, and you know, if you then start to mark the near post, you're leaving the far post open. You can't win with these types of, you know, chances that are cropping up here.
It's difficult from an FC Nantes point of view, which we'll get to after this attack as Johan goes down the left-hand side. Or great strength to get away from Glick. Support from Koulibaly. It's a poor pass in the end. So frustratingly disappointing. But it's so difficult for FC Nantes because if they don't go to manual goalkeeping when they're in one-on-one, AS Monaco score. If they go manual goalkeeping and go near post, they hold the shot and then go far post, and vice versa. So it's almost impossible to stop.
Yeah, and that's the attacking force that Monaco are. They're able to improvise to whatever situation they have got going on. I know I talked about the mystique of Monaco wearing off at this point, but they're certainly reinforcing it back in again.
So impressive. As Johan, who has been also equally as impressive for FC Nantes down the left-hand side. Glick comes across, this time shows the strength required. And it will be a set piece, something we haven't seen too much from FC Nantes. Have they got anything in their locker? Have they been working on anything in the close couple of weeks we've had off? Let's see.
We're still seeing FC Nantes stick by this 4-4-2, and again, I think this formation is certainly situational. Yes, they've gotten a goal against AS Monaco, but defensively they've looked quite frail.
It's in towards the near post, and almost glanced in back into the danger. You kind of feel at this stage in the game the legs are going to tire Wes. Probably a set piece is the most likely outcome to get a goal for FC Nantes.
Yeah, I mean, that is the gamble they're going to have to take. They're going to have to figure out some type of set piece combination because passes like that aren't going to get it done.
And that's because of tired legs.
It's tired legs, but you're then if you're not effective with your set pieces, keeper comes out, gets it. Monaco are on a counter, and you're leaving yourself open. They're going to have to be clinical, and they're going to have to get a chance and put it away. I would probably say within the next 10 to 15 game minutes. So I think once it gets around 75, I think it's Monaco's to lose then.
And at that point, you'd have to say another goal is looking more like a Monaco one, unless they can get one in the next 10 minutes. As you said, it is a free kick. I'm not quite sure which way it's gone. We're going to double check.
It's Kilju with a foul.
Oh, it's a dangerous position for Coco. And there's a few numbers forwards. He's in towards Koulibaly. Good header away. Simon picks it up on the edge, twists and turns back onto his left foot in towards Koulibaly and Blas, and fired away, and a chance to counter here for AS Monaco. Had to get there, win the man or the ball. It didn't matter. He had to stop the attack, and he did so.
Yeah, good identification there from Roxa, realising Monaco again deadly on the counter. That stopped them in their tracks.
Take man or ball, just stop the attack as it's fired downfield by the goalkeeper, but doesn't find an FC Nantes player, and that 10-minute that Wes identified to get an equalising goal is vastly running out as Wagyu now finds Simon on this right-hand side. Support from that big man, Koulibaly. He's slightly been nullified more in this second game, but he's picked it up again here. Now plays it through. It's Indalou. He's hit the post. Surely had to go in. They will not get. You wouldn't think they'd get a better chance than that. And now there's a counter up the other end. It's Silla. Support from Pellegrini. Slimani's there as well. Great defending. But that was a huge chance for FC Nantes. And now this could be a sucker punch. It's Gelson Martins. Pellegrini. And the offside flag is raised. It will not count, surely.
Or is it?
Unless I've seen something else. No, it looks like an offside flag. A free kick and a chance to breathe. That was a huge chance, guys.
Yeah, both ends of the pitch. I mean, both teams really leaving it on the pitch here, but AS Monaco now can come again.
And it is through towards Pellegrini to win it for AS Monaco. It's just too easy for the massive French giants. When they get through on goal, you know for a fact it's going to end up in the back of the net. You put your house on it. Wes, how are they doing this? How are they this good?
They're just their composure. That's what the key part of this is. It's nothing to do with the game. It's to do with their own composure. They're waiting to see where the keeper moves to. They're waiting to see if they've got enough room off the back of a defender. You see that Pellegrini's got all the time in the world. Even with a defender on his back, he's still able to pick the right spot. And you're waiting to see what direction the keeper moves in before you select where your shot goes. It's that simple. You know, they do the simple things very, very well. They pass the ball well. They attack in numbers. They get players around the ball in defence. it's all the basics of a game of PES that you need to get to this type of level. They just do everything in a very simple way, but it's effective.
Harry, where does that leave us in terms of the tables, the goal-scoring charts?
Well, it was Kilju with the goal, fed on the assist, not for the first time this season, by Uz Makabil, the captain and world champion. So they're both at the top of the table now in terms of goals scored.
Slimani, he seems to have found a bit more freedom in this second half. He's evaded a few more of the presses from FC Nantes. And with 10 minutes to go, guys, you'd have to say, barring something that I don't think we've ever seen in eFootball.Pro, it's going to end with a Monaco victory, isn't it?
With all due respect to FC Nantes, this is just, I mean, it's magical to watch from AS Monaco. It's you just simply marvel at watching them play 3 versus 3 PES. It's absolutely fantastic to watch. And they just goals.
It's in towards Pellegrini again, another chance for 4.
They score goals against whoever they play against. I mean, Ayazbabis coming into this match day was the #1 ranked defensive player. I mean, they still shipping 3 in each game. It's absolutely wonderful to see.
And 3 could quickly turn to 4 as Gelson Martins, another fingertip stop from the goalkeeper. Otherwise, this could turn embarrassing here for FC Nantes, and not through lack of trying, just due to the gulf in class in that attacking third, as FC Nantes just managed to clear their lines. But Koulibaly, every time he's picking the ball up now, he's looking very leggy, and that press, Wes, as we mentioned, is really coming back to haunt them now.
Yeah, tired legs are saying everything in this game. You can see there that they've tried their best. Nantes, to their credit, they have tried absolutely everything, but it then lends itself to how good Monaco actually are, that they've been able to see what's coming in terms of the attacks and have been able to nullify them.
Palios now blocked by Pellegrini, who's becoming an increasing figure in this Monaco rank, someone who wasn't heavily utilised early on, but certainly now is at the thick of everything good about the French Giants going forwards, as Bakayoko also strong in that midfield. That was a poor pass, so curse of the commentator. It has finished here. A truly impressive double victory for the current league leaders, should I say. AS Monaco 3, FC Nantes 1. And Wes, how do we dissect that? Because as far as I'm concerned, FC Nantes were pretty good, and AS Monaco were just simply sensational.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the only way you really can look at it. Nantes threw everything they had at it, and it wasn't enough. And I suppose the question for the rest of the league is how do you stop Monaco? I mean, we saw it from Boa Vista previous match day that, you know, they managed to take a point off them, and even then we thought that was a brilliant result. And to be fair, that result is kind of even more enforced when you look at, you know, the second-ranked team that go up against Monaco, lose twice. You know, you've got to look at it and go, what is it going to take to stop these guys? I think for Nantes, they'll be disappointed, but they're still in the running. It's not a disaster. You're playing against the #1
It's
team.
almost a free hand, isn't it? The
Yeah.
game against Monaco at this moment in time. They're looking, can we say, invincible?
Well, they're certainly looking like they're not going to lose anytime soon. And you know, we hear it from their from their interviews, and we hear it from their different opinions. They're here to win this from the outset, and that was their confidence, that was their bravado, but it was also their right. They're coming in as defending champions. You'd expect them to say, we're here to win this. It's exactly what you'd expect. And like I say, the addition of Kylian has been a masterstroke, because it's somebody who didn't need that much time in the off-season, because he knew Uzma and knew Lotfi for a while. And it's once you have